So this is the Nike Air 180 Tea Tree Mist and Bronzine, and I picked this pair up for £55 here in the UK, which is around sort of $65, and definitely worth it at that price. And I've just seen like the prices plummet on trainers in general, so if you can grab, you know, any pair of trainers at the moment, it's worthwhile, because I feel like next year you'll probably see prices start to go up as the economy is starting to sort of recover. And you know, this one came out a few months back, I think maybe sort of March, April time, and now they're kind of going on sort of steep discount. And for me, I picked them up, you know, I just kind of wear them for work, you know, kind of thing. So being this sort of more muted colour in sort of this sort of beige brown colour, with the only sort of colour at the back is, you know, quite cool for work reasons. You know, and also in terms of like the box, it's a standard sort of 180 box that you get, and it comes in, you know, the colourway that they're sort of saying on here is light wood brown and black. Obviously on the website it does say tea tree mist and bronzine, but pick, you know, pretty much both colours kind of suit the, you know, the trainer itself. And with, you know, the Air 180, they came out originally sort of in 91 as far as I remember, and it was one of those, again, made by sort of Tinker Hatfield, and the original pairs obviously were, you know, the ultramarine colourway and then the bluebird colourway, and then you also had the Michael Jordan pair, the Olympics pair came out as well. But this one was obviously a new colourway that was released with the big bubble that you can sort of see here, coming on, following on from the other OG retros. And just, you know, overall I like the air unit, which is, you know, called 180 because it kind of wraps around the entire outsole and midsole, I guess. And in terms of, you know, the other details, you can see that the orange on the back is quite bright, and then almost going towards sort of a brown colour, and then depending on the light, I feel like the mesh upper is quite sort of reflective as well. And then just the overall trainer in terms of, I suppose, its comfortability, it's one of those ones where you can probably find that they're quite sort of firm on foot, I guess, and they sit sort of, you know, you kind of sort of sit on a slope, which is like kind of like old runner trainers back in the day. They were kind of made in that way, you know, to kind of give you sort of lift off and bounce off. And then the air unit is mainly for impact protection and also allowing you to sort of push off your foot. And yeah, I think like when you sort of break these in more and more, they start to feel even more comfortable. So I would say, you know, sort of persevere with them if you find that they're a bit too sort of firm. But generally speaking, you know, they are going to be sort of medium to firm side. So with the look and style, I mean, you can sort of see it's got all the different sort of colourways. This is more of a mature kind of look to it. It's not got the blingy or kind of bright sort of white colours and sort of neon colours that you saw in the original 90s versions of these colourways. But this one, being more muted and being a bit more sophisticated, kind of, you know, suits more in their sort of casual environment, which I kind of like as well, especially for the price. To be honest, I want to pick them up if I, you know, I was paying full price for them, but for £55. It was like hard to say no, really. Like I said, I'll get my use out of these in general. And also like obviously the air unit itself being in this kind of orangey sort of bronze colour. And then underneath you've got the classic sort of waffle outsole pattern, which works fine. Not the greatest, but it does work good enough, I suppose. And just, yeah, the overall look I think is quite cool actually. Like I said, it won't be the first pair of 180s I'd pick up, but on sale, definitely. So with the ratings, I think overall the sneaker is really cool. I think it's not as nice as the original colourways, I definitely will say that, but I still give it a 4 out of 5. I mean, it's still a 180 at the end of the day, and it's one of my all-time sort of, I suppose, favourite silhouettes and sneakers. And you know, I have the all the OG colourways, and this one, you know, it's just added to the, I suppose, collection. And also, I think in terms of the comfort, I'd probably also give that a 4 as well. Like I say, it's not the most comfortable. It's still on the sort of firmer side, but it's not like it's anything horrible. You know, they're more comfortable than, say, a Dunk, for example, and probably, you know, comfortable than a lot of other sneakers out there. But obviously, it's not up to today's standards, I guess, if that's what you're looking for. It's not going to be soft and squishy. And in terms of sort of the quality, I think overall, you know, you get what you get. It's still got the same sort of felt material on it and the mesh upper, and this sort of neoprene sort of I guess liner that you see inside here, kind of half of it sort of gusseted and towards the sort of tongue going in, and then overall, you know, like you got the air unit on there as well. So in terms of sort of pricing, that's also probably a 4 as well in my opinion. And that's why overall I'd probably give these a 4. If you can pick them up for £55, then, you know, definitely worth grabbing, I feel. Especially if you don't have any 180s, it's worth trying for that price. But yeah, overall it's a 4. It's still not as nice as the OG colourways, but like I said, if you're a fan of 180s, then you'll definitely go for them regardless.